Welcome back to week 8 of the AAF Simulated on EA Sports, and today we have got a huge matchup coming your way in the West Division. It's the 4-3 San Diego Fleet hitting the road to take on the 5-2 Salt Lake Stallions. This game might just determine who comes out on top in this division, so let's get right to it. Salt Lake home. These teams played back in week 5, and boy was that an insane game in San Diego. For those of you that did not watch that game, it came down to the wire. Salt Lake controlled a lot of the second half, but then blew it in the final minutes, and a pick 6 by Ron Brooks won the game for San Diego. So it'll be interesting to see what happens today. Both these teams kind of in a slump. Salt Lake has lost 2 of their last 3. They now sit at 5-2, and they should have lost to Memphis, to be honest. They barely squeaked out with a win there in week 6. Meanwhile, San Diego, they have lost 2 in a row. They were 4-1 and on top of the division. Now they're 4-3, and they're the 3rd seed. I mean, they lost to Arizona last week. That was absolutely nuts. That game, 26-25, they were down by 12 points. They came all the way back, took a 25-23 lead. Cameron Kelly had 2 pick 6s last week. He had one to put him on top, but then Arizona was barely somehow able to march down the field, and a game-winning field goal was hit by Nick Folk. Here we are in Salt Lake. This game is ready to get underway. Taylor Bertollet sends it away. On the return is Brian Brown. Got a little bit of room to run, and he takes it up to the 26-yard line. So yeah, again, both these teams kind of in a slump, and let's see which one can get back on track. Mike Berkovici has been one of the quarterbacks that's been up and down on the season. So far, thrown for 1,872 yards. He's got 16 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, but his completion percentage only 57.4%. That's definitely a problem, something he has to correct moving forward. On the season, the QB rating, though, 106.8, so he's doing pretty good in that category. Last week against Arizona, it wasn't his best game. He only threw for 115 yards, averaging only 4.7 yards per attempt, so kind of expect to see him air it out a little bit more today. 1st and 10 from their own 26. Let's see what Mike Martz calls for his San Diego Fleet. Berkovici will throw. Blitz from Salt Lake. Rips it down the field. It's complete. Marcus Ball, the tight end. That's a gain of 17 to start things off for the Fleet, and that's a nice way to kick things off. Great play call by Mike Martz. Going with a little play action right off the bat. It's a very dangerous play with all the weapons he does have. Marcus Ball has gone to town a couple times this season. I mean, week 1, he had like 128 yards receiving. He's been kind of quiet for a decent amount of the season, but he comes up with big plays when you need him to. That's an excellent start. 1st and 10 now from the 43. On the ground, it's Gardner, who's met pretty quickly. Good tackle up front. It's a gain of about 3 or 4 in the play. Let's look at the San Diego offense. They have been on point this season. And a guy I want to talk about, Jaquan Gardner. We shouted him out on the Twitter earlier this week. He's got 365 yards, averaging 5.8 yards a carry and 2 touchdowns. Also, he's been getting it done through the air. He's got 125 yards and a touchdown in the passing game as well, so he's a dual threat. He is incredibly quick and fast, and he's someone that Salt Lake is going to have to try to contain this week. 2nd and 6 from the 47. Dantes Ford in motion. Back to throw, Berkovici. He's got time. Across the middle, in traffic and knocked away. Excellent defense there by Steve Williams. And let's look at this Salt Lake defense. They've got some of the best players in this league. Carter Schultz, an absolute beast on that line. You've got Greer Martini, Gianni Paulo have been 2 standouts to the linebacker position. And Steve Williams, who just made that play. You got Micah Hanneman, Will Davis. These guys are gritty, they're fierce, and they're looking to make some big plays today. Salt Lake trying to bounce back. They lost 31-6 last week against the San Antonio Commanders, of all teams, to get blown out by. They were blown out by the Commanders, so they got to have a big bounce back here at home this week. 3rd and 6, big 3rd down right now for the Fleet. Berkovici to throw with time. Overthrows his man. That's incomplete, and will bring up 4th down. Great defensive stop by the Stallions when they needed it. Seemed like San Diego was going to start getting a little bit of momentum there, but yeah, just an overthrown pass, looking for Gardner, cutting underneath, well covered, and the Stallions defense holds up well. Dennis Erickson doing a great job over there in Salt Lake with his team. Despite them struggling recently, his defense is solid. Sam Irwin Hill now will have to punt it away, and it's not a very good punt. That only goes for 20 yards. Horrible punt, and now out comes Josh Woodrum, another quarterback that's had an up and down season and honestly has not been great at all recently. Thrown for 1,557 yards, 9 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, a QB rating of 73.1. He's only completing 50.2% of his passes. And what's interesting is that he started the season off really strong, and he has been in an absolute slump the last few weeks. I mean, last week against San Antonio, he had only 154 yards. He was 11 of 31, averaging 4.9 yards per attempt, 2 interceptions, and a fumble. And a disaster. He has got to make some improvements today. 1st and 10 for the 33. Woodrum back to throw. He's got all day in the pocket. Now just going to check it outside. That's complete for a gain of 2. That's Sam Mobley. And then I'll bring him up 2nd and 8. Let's look at this offense. Guy that really needs to get going today is John Bunyan, their running back. Joe Bunyan, excuse me. He really started out the season strong. Right now, he's got 455 yards on the ground. He's got a touchdown, averaging 4.9 yards a carry. He has not done a whole lot. I mean, let me get this back up. Last week, he had 49 yards, but he did fumble the football away. 45 yards a couple weeks ago, 38 yards the week before. Not a lot of production. In trouble, Woodrum gets it away, and that's complete. What a throw to Adonis Jennings that gets him into San Diego territory to the 43. That is exactly the type of throw that Woodrum needed to make. Look at this. He is getting hammered by Stelter and is Robinson. Look at it. It is just a perfect pass to Jennings, who gets a little lost there in traffic. Adonis Jennings is definitely someone I want to talk about. He is having an absolutely incredible season, leading all receivers, 595 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now he's well over 600 with that catch. 1st and 10. On the ground. It's Bunyan making some moves, and Bunyan to the 34. That's a pickup of 9. That's going to bring up 2nd and inches. Stallions offense is rolling on their opening drive. And it's good to see, especially after last week where they really struggled to get anything going at all. Their only score was a defensive score. Their offense was shut out. 2nd and inches. Calls Truesdell in motion. Will they get this play off? Barely does. Off play action. Woodrum deep down the seam. It's complete. DeMornay Pearsonell down to the 10. And Salt Lake is feeling it on this opening drive. Very similar play to what they just ran with Adonis Jennings, and Pearsonell's just gonna make a cut inside down the seam. It gets open. Ron Brooks doing what he can in coverage, but how about Pearsonell? He's one of those underrated guys that just finds ways to get open, finds a way to get things done on the offensive side of the football. 1st and goal from the 10. Salt Lake with an opportunity to strike first. Let's see what Dennis Erickson wants to do. Woodrum will throw. Blitz from San Diego. To the end zone he goes, and it's overthrown. Looking in the direction of his tight end. And that'll bring up 2nd and goal. San Diego's defense has been outstanding. Miles Nash and Demontre Moore, a couple beasts on that side of the football. You got Frank Ginda, Eric Pinkins, AJ Tarpley, who have been making plays all season long. Cameron Kelly, arguably probably the best safety in this league. I mean, 2 pick sixes last week. He was unbelievable. Ron Brooks, we talked about that pick 6 he had to win the game against Salt Lake a couple weeks ago. Demetrius Wright. They got ballers on that side of the football as well. Both these teams with some great talent on their roster. 2nd and goal from the 10. Off play action. Woodrum with a pass. He's got time, but he's got to let it go. In trouble. And now just throws it away out of the back of the end zone. That'll bring up 3rd and goal. Can the Fleet defense hold up here and at least keep Salt Lake to just a field goal? Big play. I'm surprised that Salt Lake didn't run the football at least once. I mean, Bunyan, when he gets going, he's hard to stop, and he could at least get a few yards and make this a more manageable situation. 3rd and goal from the 10. A lot of work to do on this play. Back to throw is Woodrum. With time. End zone. It's caught. Touchdown, Salt Lake. They strike first. That's Nick Truesdell, the tight end, able to haul it in. And the Stallions take a 6-0 lead. This is a perfect throw from Woodrum. We're talking about him. He needs to make some more accurate throws, especially in these situations. Couldn't ask for a more perfect pass right there. Truesdell, great route, gets physical, gets open, and Woodrum finds his man. 2-point try now for the Stallions to make it an 8-0 game. Woodrum will throw, in trouble, and cannot find his man, so it'll say a 6-0 ball game. Great march by Salt Lake to get down the field so quickly and efficiently. And Erickson, not happy that they didn't get that 2-point conversion, but he should be pretty proud of his squad. I mean, that was an excellent march, a great throw by Woodrum. And Salt Lake didn't get the ball first, so for them to be able to be up 6-0 in this position right now, it's a good place to be. And looking at some of these Stallion players, Nick Truesdell just caught that touchdown, 365 yards on the season and 2 touchdowns. That's his 3rd touchdown of the season. Just got so many ballers on this side of the football. Sam Mobley also having a good year, 189 yards, which is impressive for a wide receiver that's kind of more in the background. Brian Brown on the return, he'll just take a knee in the end zone. So San Diego gets the football at the 25-yard line to start their second drive. And it opened up looking pretty good, and then it stalled out. Nelson Spruce, he has been outstanding. 524 yards and 2 touchdowns on the season. Dantes Ford, another guy that's up there. 463 yards. How about 5 touchdowns? Yeah, 5 touchdowns for Dantes Ford. And we're only in week 8. He's been having an incredible year for the Fleets. And Brian Brown also been doing some work as well. He's got 419 yards and 4 touchdowns. These receivers are deadly for San Diego. 1st and 10. We go with a pitch out to Gardner. He's got blockers in front. Tries to make a move, takes it to the 30, and that's where he'll be taken down. So, Mike Martz, his team has lost 2 games in a row, and now they're on the road against the Stallions, who are arguably their biggest competition in that division. So we'll have to see what Martz comes up with to try to sweep the series this season. They do not want to drop to 4-4. Back to throw is Berkovici. On 2nd and 5. In time, pressured, throws it away. Smart decision to just get it out of his hands. Since that first completion to Marcus Baugh, he has thrown 3 incompletions. Another big 3rd down right now for this team that's having a little bit of a hard time finding their groove offensively. Now, if I'm San Diego, I wouldn't be too worried quite yet. I mean, this is kind of similar feel to the way things were back in week 5, and then they got things going in the 4th quarter. Let's see what they can do here. 3rd and 5. Berkovici. Big pass, and it's complete. That's his man, Marcus Baugh. Gain of 10. 1st down, San Diego. Marcus Baugh, as we mentioned, a guy that's been doing it a lot this season, even though he hasn't put up big numbers in every game. He's got 311 yards on the season and 3 touchdowns, so that says something. I mean, what a big game. And San Diego, 2 losses by 3 points or less, so they got a chip on their shoulder in this game for sure. Gardner with a hole. Bursts through and up to the 49. Jaquan Garner, he is explosive. One of the best backs in this league, and he's somewhat underrated because of his size, but with that size comes an advantage of just being so quick and explosive and just able to find those creases in defenses that a bigger back just can't fit through. 2nd and 1 from the 49. Once again, it's Garner. He's got a 1st down and more. Trying to stay on his feet and swung down to 48, but it's a gain of 3. 1st down, and the Fleet continue to move the chains. And I like this balanced approach that Martz is going with right now. It's working well. They got to keep doing this. Spread the ball. Let Gardner get some action, because that'll open up some more passing lanes for Berkovici and all those deadly receivers he has. First and 10 from the 48 of Salt Lake. Once again, they stay on the ground. This time it's Watson, and he's buried behind the line of scrimmage. What a play by Greer Martini. Instant penetration, and that he blew up that play. Watson trying to get an angle there, and not a chance. Martini in there to stop it immediately. Heck of a play. Second and 13 now from the 49. Off play action, Bergovici's gonna get decked, and he does! What a sack by Darius Hamilton! Comes from the blind side, Bergovici didn't see him coming. And boy, was that kind of reminiscent of week 1 in the real alliance against San Antonio. For those of you that haven't seen that play, go check it out. But Alliance fans, you know what I'm talking about. What a hit by Hamilton. And now it brings up 3rd and 20, and once again a drive that looked like it was going pretty good for San Diego. Now it's starting to fall apart at the seams a little bit. 3rd and 20. Bergovici to throw. He's got to just let it go. He will. Deep down the sidelines is knocked away. Great defense. That's Cody Brown. And San Diego once again is going to have to punt the football. Bergovici is kind of throwing this one up and hoping for the best. Cody Brown, he's made some nice plays this season defensively. Almost had an interception. Sam Hill gonna have to come on to punt it away, and he had an awful punt the first time. I mean, that was only, what, 20 yards? I do wish that there was a way to skip these just annoying intermissions. Kind of pointless. 4th and 20. Sam Hill punts it. This time it's better. Oh, can they get the bounce? Oh, it's perfect. Way to come back. I love that. Erwin Hill goes from a 20-yard punt to this time 58 yards. It's perfect. You can't get a more perfect punt. Great special teams. He's pinned at the 1. And Josh Woodrum has a lot of work to do with his Stallions. Oof. What a play. Special teams sometimes are the way you can get back into a game, and that's excellent work right there by San Diego. Also, I apologize for background noises you might hear. I do not have a very soundproof studio. 1st and 10. All play action. Woodrum gonna take it himself. He's gonna run to the outside. Look at Josh Woodrum go. That's a gain of 14. Unbelievable. He pulls it back. He calls his own number, and it works to perfection. It's funny, too, because we saw Salt Lake early on in the season use this play a lot. They hardly used it the last few weeks, but pulling out the vintage Woodrum run. And for a second there, I thought he was going to get chased down in the end zone. But no, he turns on the jet, gets around Miles Nash, and the rest is history. 1st and 10 now from the 15. Woodrum to throw with plenty of time. Down the sidelines. It's caught. Hauled in at the 28 by DeMornay Pearsonell. It's another 1st down. And the Stallions picking right up where they left off. And if you're Dennis Erickson, you got to love what you're seeing right now from your offense. An offense that has been kind of dead in the water the last couple of weeks. Haven't done a whole lot. So it's great to see. 1st and 10. On the ground, cutting it back, and smashed right at the 30-yard line. Bunyan picks up a couple, but DeMontre Moore made sure he had a word. And that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter. 6-0, the hometown Salt Lake Stallions looking to get back on track with a win against the San Diego Fleet, who have lost 2 in a row. Both these teams need to get back on track, and what's crazy is how, halfway through the season, both these teams were so far ahead of the competition, and now you've got the Arizona Hotshots, who have the 2nd seed right now, and if San Diego loses this game, Arizona will maintain second seed. Meanwhile, Salt Lake, their first seed is up for grabs right now if San Diego can come out with a win. So, a lot is on the line for both these teams. Off play action, Woodrum with time, deep down the sidelines, and overthrows his man. That one got away from him, and he had him open on a corner route. Can't quite connect, and now it brings up 3rd and 8. Big 3rd down right now. Can the Fleet defense find a way to get a stop here and get their offensive football back? Back to throw, blitz. Down the field, man wide open, it's caught. What a move, and that's DeMornay Pearson out again. He is doing it all right now for the Stallions. Man, what a play. He's got 60 yards already. We're barely into the second quarter. Just across the middle, makes a move, and that's an easy first down for the Stallions. Mike Martz dialed up a blitz. Did not quite work out the way he wanted it to, obviously. Big play, and Salt Lake kind of starting to get their swagger back offensively, and something you love to see considering how powerful they were to start this season off. 1st and 10 from the 48. Woodrum calls his own number again. This time, they were ready for it. Cameron Kelly had a word to say in the backfield. That's a loss of 2. Cameron Kelly, you know, what can I say? He's just a baller. He's physical. He hits hard. He's just a genius on defense. The amount of interceptions and pass breakups he's had this season, too many to count. At least not with an official stat tracker, you know. I mean, he's just outstanding. 2nd and 12. Off play action. Woodrum deep down the field again. Same type of play, and it goes to Adonis Jennings to the 25. That's a gain of 25, and Salt Lake once again in scoring position. What a throw by Woodrum, who was facing some heat. Stays calm in the pocket, and again, this is the Josh Woodrum that we were wondering, like, what happened to this Josh Woodrum? He's back. Looking better than ever right now. Completing a lot of his passes and making some meaningful throws. 1st and 10 from the 25. On the ground, it's Bunyan. Fighting through tacklers and takes it in the red zone. 2nd and 5 coming up. There's a lot on the line, as I've been saying, but these playoff races are so intense right now. We've got in the West, Salt Lake 5-2, Arizona and San Diego 4-3. San Antonio is kind of out of it, I'd say 2-5, but not completely ruled out yet. Oh my gosh, what a move by Bunyan. He blasted through the defender and picks up another 3 yards. He should have been tackled in the backfield and breaks through. Meanwhile, in the East, Birmingham 4-3, Orlando 4-4, Atlanta 3-4, Memphis 3-5. That whole division is still up for grabs. Like, it's insane. It's about as intense as it gets. 3rd and 2 from the 17. Woodrum to throw. Quick pass. It's caught. Truesdell. 1st down to the 10. Look at those stats. 8 of 11, 126 yards and a touchdown. Nick Truesdell, 17 yards and a touchdown. The Stallions are rolling right now at home, and San Diego's having a hard time. And you get the feeling that maybe San Diego's just run out of steam. They lost in Week 6 to Birmingham, 21-18. That game came down to the wire. They could not close it out. Same against Arizona, 26-25 loss. And they're on the road for the 2nd week in a row. You just get the sense that they might be a little bit burnt out. 1st and goal from the 10. On the ground is Bunyan. With room to run, takes it to the 6. 2nd and goal coming up. This balanced attack is working well. Woodrum's making the throws he has to make. Bunyan is just kind of chipping away at this defense, pounding them down. Haven't seen Matt Asiati yet. Maybe we'll see him here. 2nd and goal. Woodrum to throw with pressure, and down he goes. Who else but Cameron Kelly to come up with a big play? I mean, this guy just brings a whole different level of energy to the football field. Comes in on a safety blitz. Great play call right there by Mike Martz. Executed very well. Need a little firepower, need a little boost defensively, and when you need that, you know the number to call, number 24. That's your guy. 3rd and goal. Once again, 3rd and goal from the 10. Can the Fleet at least stop him this time to a field goal? Wardrum to throw. With plenty of time. Now pressured. Down he goes. Tanella Topu with the tackle in the backfield. The sack. And San Diego's defense finally makes a big stop there in that red zone. And he just burst right through that hole when he saw the gap. There was no stopping him. Gets right in there, and Josh Woodrum did not have enough time to really recognize what was coming until it hit him. Pun intended. Big stop. And Taylor Bertollet is going to have to come on for a 34-yard field goal attempt. Make it a 9-0 game. Kick is on its way, and it's good. Salt Lake extends their lead to 9 with 4 minutes and 6 seconds to play in the second quarter. Been an efficient game so far from the Salt Lake offense. They've scored on both of their drives and now hold a 9-0 lead. San Diego needs to respond right now. Mike Martz, he's got to come up with something for his team. A field goal would be helpful, but a touchdown would be very beneficial, especially considering Salt Lake gets the ball for half. You do not want to give Salt Lake the football in the third quarter if you're still down by 2 scores. That's gonna be trouble. We'll see. I mean, San Diego, both these drives started out pretty well, and then they just stalled out. So, will they have their breakthrough moment? Will this offense finally come alive again? We'll see. Bertollet after the field goal. He'll boot it away. Back to receive Brian Brown. Takes it from the goal line, and he will return it. With some blockers in front, trying to make a move, taken down at the 26. So about 4 minutes to play, tons of time. This is actually the ideal situation for San Diego if they can kind of run down the clock, get a score, and maintain that 1-score difference going into halftime. We'll see. Anything can happen. We saw the last time these teams played, there were plenty of momentum switches. So far, it's been pretty much all Salt Lake. So, we'll see if the Fleet can make something happen. Again, if I'm San Diego, I'm not too worried yet. There's a lot of time. You got a lot of weapons. And again, week 5, they were down multiple times in that game and came back and found a way to win. Gardner tries to spin his way for a gain, picks up only 1. 2nd and 9 from the 27 coming on up. Trying to get some stats up here. I mean, Jaquan Gardner has just been one of those guys that when he gets going, he is nearly impossible to stop. 2nd and 9 from the 27. Off play action. Berkovich to throw. Deep down the field. Man wide open. There's Nelson Spruce. Down to the 46. And finally, someone else besides Marcus Ball is able to come down with a reception. That one goes for 27 yards. And that's a massive play for San Diego when they needed it. Perfect pass. Now, it will be really weird. I'm almost confused as to how this would work. If Salt Lake loses this game, if San Diego wins, and if Arizona wins, all 3 teams will be 5-3. San Diego would have beaten Salt Lake twice. Arizona would have beaten San Diego once, and Salt Lake would have beaten Arizona twice. So I don't know what the heck. I don't know how the heck that would work out when it comes to who would be in the playoff race and who wouldn't. 1st and 10. Gardner on the ground, barreling forward for a gain of 4 to the 42 of Salt Lake. Time continues to run. Probably get one more play in before the 2-minute warning. We'll see. We'll see. Depends on if they manage their time right. We'll see. Taken down, and they won't. So we have hit the 2-minute warning here in Salt Lake. So far, all Stallions, 9-0. Pitching a shutout so far. But San Diego with some momentum right now on this drive. Big completion to Nelson Spruce. And Jaquan Gardner back in week 4 against Memphis, the blowout win 37-15. 8 carries, 100 yards, and a touchdown. 12.5 yards a carry. That's nuts. 2nd and 6. Bercovici with time. Let it fly, nearly intercepted. Looking for Gardner, floated it too much, and that was incredibly dangerous. Henry Tolliver almost came up with an incredibly athletic play there. Man, 3rd and 6. San Diego, once again, they're kind of around that midfield range where they've gotten to both drives. Can they find a way to convert and push the football downfield? 3rd and 6. Bercovici rips it across the middle, knocked away. Behind his man, looking for Dante's Ford. That's Henry Tolliver again. Wow. This is just not a good throw. He's got Ford if he just puts the football where he needs to put it. Instead, it's well behind Ford, and Henry Tolliver is able to recover and make the play. That is exactly what Salt Lake's defense needed right there. And once again, they've done an excellent job of standing strong despite facing some pressure. Sam Irwin Hill, 3rd punt of the half. Can they get another good bounce? They do. Down at the 4, so Irwin Hill doing his job after that first muff punt. But Salt Lake marched like 90 yards on that last drive, so I wouldn't put it past them to get another score here before half. Woodrum coming back out. I wish we could have seen his stats, but they're looking good right now. One of the best games he's played in a few weeks, without a doubt. San Diego, they're at Orlando next week and then close at home to Arizona. If they don't find a way to win this game, playoffs might just slip from their grasp. And they were 4-1. They were riding high. But man, they have really been in a slump. 1st and 10. They start on the ground, and Bunyan, not really anywhere for him to go. Good tackle. Picks up only 2. AJ Tarpley in there to make that play. Time continuing to run. Salt Lake has through all 3 timeouts, but we're nearing a minute on the clock and a lot of ground to cover for the Stallions. Back to throw is Woodrum. Across the middle, it's caught, and Truesdale gets close to the 1st down. First timeout called by Salt Lake, and 3rd and inches coming up from the 14. Oh, that was Adonis Jennings, excuse me. I get him and Truesdale mixed up sometimes because they have similar builds. And if I can't see their number, it's kind of hard to tell. 3rd and inches. Play. I mean, if San Diego gets the ball back, they do have a bit of time. Across the middle, how about DeMornay Pearsonell? That's another 1st down for Pearsonell. And another timeout is called by the Stallions. No matter what. Salt Lake feeling it. This crowd is feeling it. And even if they don't score on this drive, they're just in a great spot right now. We haven't seen Salt Lake play this complete of a game in a hot minute. 1st and 10. Back to throw is Woodrum. All day. Going to the sidelines, and it's caught. What a pass. Gets out of bounds to the 34. Wow. Pearsonell, 5 catches, 80 yards. And we're not even in the second half yet. Look at this throw. On the money. I mean, he's making these throws against Cameron Kelly. Impressive. Gets out of bounds. Clock stops. You still got a timeout. You can air it out a little bit here. Just try something. 1st and 10 from the 34. Back to throw is Woodrum. Lets it fly. What a pass! Drops it in the bucket. That's Pearsonell again to the 46. That one goes for 20 yards. They get out of bounds. They only got 5 seconds off the clock, and Pearsonell picked up 20. Look at this throw. It doesn't get prettier than that. Just floats it in front of Pearsonell where he can run underneath it. Pick up some extra yardage. Pearsonell is cooking these San Diego defenders right now. And they genuinely, I mean, just like that, only 10 seconds have gone off the clock and they went from being at their own 20 to the 46 of San Diego. Back to throw. With time, he's got to let it go. Deep down the field. It's caught at the 22. Unbelievable. That's Sam Mobley with a 24-yard reception. My goodness. Salt Lake is clicking. Look at this. A beauty. Mobley, excellent concentration, makes the grab. Gets both feet down. The Stallions, full steed ahead. I wonder if they're going to go to booth review. Oh, good. 1st and 10 from the 22. Once again got out of bounds. Look at this. This is incredible. Why doesn't Madden do this more often? 1st and 10. Woodrum back to throw. With time to the outside. It's caught. Cannot get out of bounds as Truesdale to the 16. They've got to move. Still not guaranteed to score here with the way Madden manages time. And now they use a timeout. So, one timeout. No timeouts left. You got 20 seconds on the clock. You're at the 16-yard line. So, ideally here, if you're Salt Lake, you take maybe a shot at the end zone. Or just get some yardage, you get out of bounds, and you kick another field goal, and make sure you come away with some points. 2nd and 4. Back to throw is Woodrum. With time, end zone shot. It is hauled in! Unbelievable! What a catch by Sam Mobley. Woodrum just kind of somehow flung that in there, and Mobley hauls it in. Salt Lake with a 15-0 lead. That was a wobbler that just somehow squeezes in there. The Stallions full speed ahead. 15-0. Wow. 2-point try to make it a 17-point game with 14 seconds left. Salt Lake with a touchdown. Man, Dennis Erickson. What a game he's having right now coaching this team. Bunyan. He strolls right in. This 2-point conversion is good. 17-point lead for the Stallions. And Mike Martz is kind of hanging his head right now. And I don't know what happened to this team. Look at what's your stats on that drive. Excuse me for the voice crack. 7 of 7. 90 yards. A touchdown. Perfect throws. To the corner. To the sidelines. Everything. We've talked about it, one of these teams had to step up and get back on track, and Salt Lake, heck of a game they are having. Brian Brown to return it from about the 4, and nice move. Good field position at 33, too bad they only got 9 seconds, because otherwise that would have been a great return. I mean, it was a great return, but it would have been helpful to have that happen at a different time. 1st and 10 for the 33. They do have 3 timeouts. I mean, Madden's just going to waste some time right now. We'll get on in the second half soon. Berkovici to throw. Deep down the field. Knocked away. Looking for Ford. Great defense. And Berkovici, we talked about him struggling with the completion. 3 of 10. 3 of 10. That's 30%. Not great, to say the least. 2nd and 10 coming up from the 33. Back to throw is Berkovici. With time. Just going to haul it up deep. Not much else you can do. It's intercepted. Picked off. That ends the half. Jordan Stearns makes the pick. 17-0 Salt Lake, and that ended that half on a note that it should have been ended on. That was all Salt Lake. 17-0. San Diego desperately needs some response. Look at the stat demolition right there. We're headed to halftime. I want to take a moment and just let you all know that if you enjoy what we do here at the AAF Simulated, greatly appreciate it if you all decided to financially support us. Even just a couple bucks, there's a PayPal link down in the description below. You can send a little something our way, it'd be greatly appreciated. If not, no worries, guys. I know everyone's in a tough spot right now with COVID and everything going on. But you can still support us by just watching our stuff, sharing everything on social media and all that. Appreciate it a lot. Thank you. Welcome back to Salt Lake. 17-0 lead. Stallions, they have been in a little bit of a slump, but not today. Not today. Meanwhile, San Diego, they've dropped 2 in a row, and I think they've just kind of run out of steam. As I mentioned earlier, 2 very close losses, and now they're just getting blown out on the road, and they have to send it right back to Josh Woodrum and the Stallions. On the return is Brandon Oliver for his first return of the game. And he barrels his way up to the 30, so good field position for Salt Lake. Brandon Oliver responsible for the first AAF Simulated kickoff return for a touchdown back in Week 2 against Birmingham. Look at Woodrum's stats here. 15 of 18, 220 yards, 2 touchdowns. What a response to the haters. People that were saying, you know, he was, including myself, you know, I was really worried about the Salt Lake's future with the way he was playing. I mean, Week 5 against San Diego, he did throw for 200 yards and a touchdown, but he had 2 picks, QB rating of 62. Even against Memphis when they won that game, he threw 2 interceptions that game. And then last week, as we mentioned, just a disaster against San Antonio. But what a game he's having today. 1st and 10, Woodrum. Quick pass, it's caught. It's Tanner Baldery, the tight end, who takes it up to the 38. 2nd and 3 coming up. Man, Salt Lake certainly looking like championship material once again. It's going to be crazy down the stretch, guys. On the ground, Bunyan met in the backfield. That's a big defensive stop led by AJ Tarpley and Frank Ginda. 3rd and 3. Huge 3rd down right now. If San Diego can just find a way to get a stop here, get their offensive football, can they simply start getting some momentum? It's a whole half of football to play. On the ground, Bunyan goes nowhere. What a stop by Miles Nash. That was massive. San Diego's defense needed a big play, and Miles Nash, along with Frank Ginda again, step up and make a huge play. 4th and 3, and quite obviously, Salt Lake's going to have to punt for the first time. They went flawless in that first half, but open up with a 3 and out here. Austin Recco will boot it away. Back to receive is Ron Brooks, right at the 12-yard line. Taken down to 23. So, decent amount of work to do for the Fleet on this drive, but the defense did their job. Now, can Mike Berkovich and his offense do so? I mean, those are awful stats right there. 3 of 11, 54 yards and an interception. Berkovich, he's got to get his swagger back. He's got to get it back. We've seen him do incredible things through the air. He's really been in just not a good place the last couple of weeks. Can he turn this ship around and get the team back on track? First and 10. Berkovich to throw. Guns it across the middle. It's intercepted. Picked off by Salt Lake. That's Josh Banderas with the pick. And just like that, the Stallions get the ball back at the 25. Well, it looks like Mike Berkovich is just handing everybody presents, just not his own teammates. And that's a horrible throw. Him and Dantes Ford, which has been a deadly connection all season long, they have just not been on the same page whatsoever. Man. Banders with a huge play, and just like that, the Stallions in position to get an even bigger lead. This reminds me of Week 4 against Orlando when they beat them 32-8. 1st and 10. On the ground, this Miles Nash in the backfield again. Matt Asiata gets his first carry, but it goes nowhere. Miles Nash playing with some anger, and I gotta say, I'm sure he's a little bit mad about that. And I know you don't want to turn on your own teammates, and you gotta stay positive, but that is disappointing. He made a huge play to stop Salt Lake on that drive, and then his quarterback on the very next play gives it right back to him at the 25-yard line. Woodrum to throw towards the end zone, knocked up and incomplete. Looking for Truesdale, could not hang on. Nice hit by the Fleet, and boy, if someone could have come up with an interception there, that would have been massive. The ball lucky to drop to the ground. 3rd and 10 coming up from the 25. Back to throw is Woodrum with time. Gotta let it go. Now just gonna check it outside. It's caught, goes nowhere. Bunyan ends up gets back to the line of scrimmage. So once again, the Fleet defense does a great job of holding up. They didn't give up anything, but Salt Lake will still get a free 3 points thanks to Bergovici's interception. And crazy, Bergovici's only thrown 2 picks this entire season. Today he's got 2, doubling what it was before this game. Bertollet for a 42-yard field goal. It's good. 20-0. The Stallions dominating here in this big divisional matchup. What a return to form it has been for Salt Lake. Powerful performance offensively and defensively. Offense struggling a bit this quarter, but it doesn't matter when your defense is playing as good as it is and you got a 20-point lead. San Diego with a lot of work to do, and now time is certainly becoming a factor. I mean, when they played in week 5, they were down 9-0 at one point, but that's nothing compared to 20-0. On the return is Brian Brown. Can he make a little something happen here? Evades a couple tacklers and then taken down to the 30. So the Fleet, a lot of work to do, and they haven't had many opportunities because of Mike Bercovici. I mean, he has just really struggled on the offensive side of the football. It's not been a good day for him, and the Fleet right now need a miracle to get back in this game to try to avoid losing 3 in a row. First and 10 from the 30. They pitch it to Gardner. Oh my goodness! What a play in the backfield by Will Davis. That's a loss of 6. San Diego just simply cannot do anything right today. The missed block by 74, and Garner didn't have a chance. Will Davis rids that one immediately. Good luck getting away from Davis when he hits that opening. Second and 16. Off-play action. Bercovici with time, guns it, and misses his man. Once again off target. He had him. I believe that was Dantes Ford, but they are just not on the same page. Difficulties across the board for this Fleet offense. Back to throw is Bercovici with time. Now lets it just fly down the field, and it's incomplete. Nowhere for him to go with the football, and Salt Lake is continuing to dominate. He got blasted by Darius Hamilton there. Micah Hanneman gets in there to knock that one away. Irwin Hill to punt it away for the 4th time. He's had a couple nice punts. This one's another good one. Goes very far distance. Mobley on the return. Taken down at his own 24. So basically a little flip the field right there. 1st and 10. Joe Bunyan, not the biggest day on the ground, but when you got Josh Woodrum lighting up in the air, it's not like you need a big 100-yard gain from Bunyan. And the Fleet defense has got to be pretty frustrated because they struggled in that first half for sure. But for one, they didn't get any help from their offense. And now they've been stepping it up. I mean, 2 3-and-outs on this in this quarter for the Stallions, and nothing to show for it offensively. 1st and 10. On the ground is Bunyan. Barreling over defenders into the 29 he goes. Oh, that's Asiata. 2nd and 5. Salt Lake also playing a clean game when it comes to turnovers. Have not turned over the football yet. Only punted it once. I mean, they've been doing a good job over there. Dennis Erickson cleaning his team up nicely. Bunyan trying to bounce to the outside, but cannot. Gets to the 28 and brings up 3rd and 5. Look at the passing yards difference there. 47 for San Diego, 215 for Salt Lake. It's no wonder why we've got a 20-0 game right now. It's been a while since, well, we did have a blowout last week, but we haven't really had an actual shutout. Have we had a shutout where the team has scored 0? I don't think we have. Back to throw is Woodrum. 3rd and 5. Quick pass. It's caught. 1st down to the 40. That's Bunyan able to make the grab. Yeah, there has not been a shutout yet. So, right now, Salt Lake is pitching a shutout. We'll see if they can maintain that. But the San Diego's defense, they're doing what they can, but they're definitely not as fierce as they have been in the past. Even the last couple weeks against Arizona, they were making interceptions. They were making plays. Heck, Cameron Kelly, as we mentioned, 2 pick sixes. But you can only do so much when your offense is in such a big slump. High snap, good recovery. Bunyan takes it up to the 45. He's up to 30 yards now on the day, averaging only 3 yards a carry, but still getting the job done. Second and 5 for the Stallions. Bunyan this time taken down in the backfield of the 43. So a loss of 2. AJ Tarpley getting in there and make a big play for this Fleet defense. He's been a leader for San Diego all season long. What a play. 3rd and 7 coming up. Can San Diego's defense get another stop? There's the flag. Well, that helps. Miles Nash gives Salt Lake a free 5 yards, and now it's 3rd and 2. Well, the Fleet continue to shoot themselves in the foot. And the Stallions now with a golden opportunity to move the chains and keep possession of the football. Can they accomplish that? Under 2.5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Go with a quick screen. It's caught. And how about that? 1st down. Adonis Jennings Picks it up. Woodrum, 5 yards short of 250 yards. Jennings having a nice day, even though it seems like he's been relatively quiet, but he's still got 61 yards. Like, it's just ridiculous the amount of things that this Salt Lake team can do. On the ground is Bunyan with a big hole to the 34-yard line. Bunyan starting to come alive and is not looking too good for the Fleet. Salt Lake exploding on offense. Look at that hole Bunyan is given. He's just able to get right through. Nothing that could be done to stop him there. Delayed give. Bunyan again. He lost the football. And is picked up by Salt Lake. What a break. Bennett able to fall on that one. Man, that was a huge break. San Diego almost got themselves back in this game. That's AJ Tarpley again, just stripping the ball. He's a beast. On the ground, Bunyan battling forward but taken down by Moore at the 30. Brings up 3rd and 6. Third and 6 as we near the end of the third quarter. San Diego's still scoreless. See if Salt Lake decides to call a play before this third quarter expires. They will not. So that'll take us to the fourth. 20-0. All Salt Lake. Looking to improve to 6-2 on the season and kind of take control of the division for good. I mean, Salt Lake would have to lose out, San Diego would have to win out, and San Diego would also have to have a better record in their own conference to claim the division. And we also have to think about Arizona as well, who has a win against San Diego already. 3rd and 6. On the ground is Bunyan. Taken down at 27, so Salt Lake will be held to a field goal. At least keeps this a 3-score game for the Fleet. But, man, I mean, the Stallions have done such a good job of running the clock down. I mean, that drive took a lot of time. And by the time San Diego gets the ball back, they'll have about 9 minutes to try to score 3 times. Taylor Bertollet, 2 for 2 on the day. Can he make it 3 for 3? This one from 44 yards out. Not a lot of power, but it's good. 23-0. The Stallions, 9 minutes and 19 seconds away from pitching the first shutout ever in AAF Simulated history. See if they can pull it off. Mike Martz, I mean, this team has just been down and out all day long, and they need a miracle. It's getting to the point where if they don't score quickly, we can pretty much write this one off. Taylor Bertollet is going to send it away. Back receive, Brian Brown. Got a little bit of room to run, takes it to the 30. $23-0. Mike Berkovici coming out, and he's thrown 2 interceptions. He has thrown a lot of incompletions. It's just not been his day, to say the least. Disastrous on pretty much all fronts of the football. Gardner hasn't been able to get going much. Berkovici has only completed like 3 or 4 passes. and Mike March just has not been able to dial it up for his team. 1st and 10 from the 30. Bergovici back to throw. Quick pass, and it's inaccurate. I mean, look at that. 3 of 15. 54 yards and 2 interceptions. I don't even really know what to say. Second and 10 from the 30. Berkovici back to throw. Same kind of play design, and is caught by Marcus Baugh, but only goes for a gain of 1. 3rd and 9. This has not been the game that Mike Marks imagined, I'm sure. 3rd and 9. Berkovici to throw. Guns it. It's complete. Brian Brown with his first catch of the day. Up to the 45. So San Diego able to keep this drive alive. At least for the time being. Nice grab by Brown. He's able to hold on despite the contact by Brown. Also, I apologize for the lack of games recently. I was on a trip in Florida. I've been very busy with school. Just a lot going on. 1st and 10. Deep and incomplete looking for Spruce. Unable to connect once again to one of his main men. And San Diego, I don't know. It's disappointing to see how much they've slumped. They were a powerhouse in the first few weeks. 2nd and 10. Berkovici back to throw. Deep down the field. It's dropped. Marcus Baugh cannot hang on. And the disappointment continues for this squad. Third and 10. Berkovici. Gotta let it go. And he's hammered from behind. Mike Purcell with the sack. And Salt Lake defensively has been unstoppable. Or impenetrable. I don't know what the right word is exactly to use there. He was getting ready to throw it deep, but maybe it's almost better he didn't throw it at this point. Fourth and 15. And San Diego, I mean, at this point, I'd say the white flag is in the air. Oh, they're going to go for it. Kind of last prayer right now. Berkovici to throw. With time, airing it out deep. He's got a man streaking. It's intercepted for the 3rd time today. That's Henry Tolliver who comes up with a pick at the 4. Probably would have been better if he just batted it away, but stat-wise, he gets an interception. Berkovici now has 5 interceptions on the season. Man, when you talk about dominance, the definition of dominance in the dictionary should be Week 8 Salt Lake defense performance against the San Diego Fleet. It's been ridiculous. First and 10 coming up from the 4. On the ground, Bunyan with the big hole. Takes it up past the 10 to the 13. 2nd and inches. And the Stallions, they close out the season at Atlanta and then home to San Antonio. So probably 2 games that'll be a little bit easier, and they should be able to lock up the division pretty easily after winning this game. Bunyan again, cutting up field, still on his feet, still going, and taking down the 17. For a second there, I thought he was going to somehow just break loose and get an even bigger game. First and 10 from the 17, and Dennis Erickson's got to be so proud of the way this team has played today, fighting through adversity. And there goes Woodrum, tripped up at the 18. For a second, I thought he was going to have a nice little gain of his own. Second and 9 at the 18. As we are now under 5 minutes to play in what has been a one-sided affair from the very get-go. Woodrum hands it off. Bunyan with room. Joel Bunyan going down the sidelines. Can anyone catch him? Finally taking down the 49. Bunyan now up to 90 yards on the ground. Ron Brooks barely caught up. But man, Bunyan has been a wrecking crew this second half. And Joel Bunyan, we know the amount of talent he has, what he can bring to a team. He's been doing it since day one, and once again here in a big game is having a huge impact on this offense. There goes Bunyan again with some room, cutting up field and to the 42. 1 yard short of 100 yards, which this would be his first 100-yard game since week 1. Wow. He's had some big games, but he hasn't hit 100 yards since week 1. Can he get it here? Pushing forward. He's got it. 20 carries, 100 yards for Bunyan as Salt Lake continues to move the chains. Man. Stallions, they came to play. We're under 3 minutes to go. First and 10. On the ground. This time it's Asiata breaking loose. That's another first down to the 28. All the running backs getting involved. Asiata, former Minnesota Viking and then Detroit Lion. Big play. First and 10 from the 28 as we near the 2-minute warning. Once again on the ground, it's Bunyan to the 25. Just securing that 100-yard game. And now we have hit the 2-minute warning. 23-0. 2 minutes away from the first shutout in AAF Simulated history. San Diego pretty much on the verge of losing their 3rd game in a row, going into the final 2 weeks sitting at 500. There goes Bunyan, and there's another gain, about 1 yard. 3rd and 6 from the 24. Third and 6 from the 24. They convert here, they can pretty much just run out the clock. Bunyan not going to go anywhere, loses 2, but will barely maintain 100 yards, so good for him. Xavier Coleman gets in on that tackle. Time continues to run, and Salt Lake will probably just tack on another field goal here, and the Fleet will have one last little stab at it. What a game. Was not expecting it to be a blowout, that's for sure. But what a performance by Salt Lake. Josh Woodrum easily deserves MVP of this game with the way he played. Bertollet, can he make it 4 for 4 on the day? This one from 43 yards out. Kick is up, and it's right through, and the Stallions with a 26-0 lead. What a performance. Cannot say enough about what Salt Lake did today. The Fleet gonna drop to 4-4. Stallions gonna advance to 6-2, and week 5, the Stallions were 4-1. So were the Fleet, and the Fleet were number 1 in the division. Now, San Diego is gonna be stuck at number 3, and they're gonna be facing Orlando next week, and then Arizona. So they need help. Brian Brown just takes a knee. 33 seconds left to play. Hopefully San Diego just kind of runs out the clock here. Berkovici coming out. 5 of 20, 70 yards and 3 interceptions. I mean, I don't even know if he's going to... will he get a rating over 10 with those stats? I don't know. First and 10 from the 25. Berkovici to throw. With time, just checks it off. That's Gardner, who's got some room to run. Jaquan Gardner fights at the 44, and they will use a timeout, really for no reason. They're down 26-0. Can the Stallions, though, at least hold up here and not give up any points? So we do actually have our first shutout. $26-0. First and 10. From the 44. Quick pass. It's caught. That's Marcus Baugh. That's another timeout for the Fleet, as time is near expiration. Second and 4. Second and 4. Back to throw is Berkovici. Deep down the field, it's caught by Nelson Spruce. Brings it in to 26, so Berkovici now putting some passes in there. A little too late, but Nelson Spruce is going to get a 50-yard day. So there's that. It would be funny if after all this, San Diego ends up scoring in the final 15 seconds and somehow avoid the shutout. First and 10. Berkovici back to throw. With time, gotta let it go. It's caught. Down at the 5 by Marcus Baugh, but I think that'll do it as time continues to run. So Baugh ends up with 55 yards. And that does it. The San Diego Fleet gets shut out on the road. Salt Lake, 26-0 win. They improved to 6-2 in the season. The Fleet, they dropped their 3rd game in a row. They are now 4-4 in the season. They're in trouble when it comes to the playoffs. Josh Woodrum, heck of a day from the quarterback who really needed to make a statement that he was still a leader that can take these guys very deep throughout the rest of the season. There you have it. 26-0. The Fleet. The first time ever we've seen 0-0-0-0 in all the quarters. And that does it for us here at the AAF Simulated. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this game. I apologize if you're a Fleet fan, but hey, if you're a Stallions fan, you gotta love what you just saw on the field. Josh Woodrum, 82.6 completion percentage right there. Well, so much better than his 50% completion on the season. Anyways, make sure you go follow us on Twitter. Get all the important updates, latest information, all that good stuff. And also make sure you go check us out. The AAF sheets down in the description below. You get access to all the player stats, individual player stats, game stats, season stats, the standings, and so much more. Got some good games coming down the pipe. Hope to see you there. Thanks for watching. See you next time.